అంటే ఏంది కంఫర్ట్ అంటే?
Yeah, hi everyone. Good morning. Sorry, I joined a bit late. Just give me 2 minutes.
Hi Arul, good morning.
Yeah, hi Ravi. Hi Bhaskar. Hi Prashant. Hi Sudhir. Good morning.
Good morning, Arul. Sorry, my mic was on mute.
Yeah, good morning, Sudhir. Just give me 2 minutes. Okay, let me share my screen. Yeah, are you able to see my screen, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So far, we have covered up to the entire Python topics, right? So up to this point, any doubts?
No, from my
I
side.
not- Nothing regarding the code till I practice, but Arul, I have one question. Let's say, how can we disable this Gemin in uh, collab? Because yesterday I was trying
Gemini,
few
okay.
programs. Yeah, I was trying few programs, and it is by default it is prompting everything what I'm supposed to write. So that's making it
Okay.
uncomfortable.
Yeah. Here, go to the settings. Okay, so here actually, like there is something called AI assistance, right? So here
Mhm.
you can just click on hide
Mhm.
generative AI features and you can just remove this concept.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so that if you do that and then refresh this notebook, then automatically this Gemini will go off. See, now Gemini went off here, right? Same way it won't suggest me the code here after. If I close this and if I am adding a code cell, see, even if I type something, it won't give me anything. Like here previously it was prompting for generative AI. So it was not, it will not do
Okay. Yeah.
that. Yeah. That's sometimes annoying, Sridhar. That's good.
Yeah. Because
Here
that
the
ended me
settings,
writing the code twice.
yeah, right. And it will not let you write your own something. But
Yes.
this is good only when we need some autocomplete features and all. By that time, anyway, in generative AI, we will cover that actually, that as well. So whenever we are writing something, that time if we need some assistance, so this will help us to do. Okay, so that time it is useful. Otherwise, like if we are practicing and all, it's better for us to disable this functionality. Otherwise, uh, it keeps on asking us or it keeps on suggesting us some code or it keeps on writing some other code which we are not expecting, right? So that is one annoying thing from Google actually. They were trying to push their AI to ultimate extremes.
Yeah.
Okay, try doing this, Srini. Try to go to the
Yeah, sure.
settings and then this AI assistance, just disable these things. Consented to use generative features, right? Disable these things and also click on hide generative AI features. It will simply hide everything.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so this is how you can do it. Yeah, up to class 10. If you have any doubts, please feel free to let me know. Otherwise, we will take it on next classes as well. Okay, I have revised this syllabus to adapt few more things like this cursor and all. Okay, cursor and all tomorrow we will see. This is recently trending. As I told you earlier, like whatever is recently trending, we will adapt those concepts also into our syllabus. Okay. So I have just put it on 15 days. even if it is extending and if we are not able to cover anything, then we will simply shift the classes and we will extend some 1 or 2 classes. Okay, not an issue like that. Okay, just don't get overwhelmed with the content what we are discussing here so far. And please let me know if you are having any doubts. And this area is a currently booming area, right? So even I might not be knowing something clearly, right? Because this field is there for the past, like I'm not talking about the entire AI, right? So this is generative AI. Okay, so this generative AI alone was trending for the past 2-3 years after the inception of ChatGPT, right? So these 2 years or 3 years only, this field itself is there, and not everyone is having a clear picture on how it is working exactly. Okay, I will try to explain it simple as I can based on my understanding on these concepts. Okay, so our main aim is to leverage generative AI tools and use programming. Also, in future, if something comes up in generative AI, we will be in a position to adapt that as well. Okay. Those also I will tell you like how to follow this generative AI stuff and how exactly we can learn about these industries, right? So those things and all also I will tell you. Okay. And these things and all will be part of this next few classes what we are going to cover up. And up to this point, we have completed this Python syllabus, whatever we have in our pocket, in our syllabus, right? So if we need some more classes, or if you are not able to understand anything within this 10 days classes, whatever syllabus we have covered so far, please feel free to let me know at any point of time. Okay, I will try to solve it whenever I am seeing your doubts, or else like let's discuss that in the classes. Okay, so moving on to today's class. Today's class is about generative AI. Okay, generative AI is the buzzword in the industry, right? Everywhere you go, like even in your companies, daily you daily or a weekly basis, you could have get mails on this Gen AI, likewise, right? So generative AI in the sense what, like we are harnessing a part of AI. Okay, so this is not the complete AI. Complete AI is something. Okay, that part also we will see. But we are not going to dig deeper on that part. Okay, so on top of that, like there was a subset of an AI. Okay, that subset of an AI is called as generative AI. Okay, this generative AI is nothing but it is helpful for you to generate something. Okay, generate something in the sense what, generate content. So that content might be multimedia. Okay, you can think of like the content might be either text, be it your program is also a text only, right? Be it a text, be it an image, be it a music, be it a video, right? So it's mainly helpful on the creative area. Also, it's mainly helpful on the technical aspects as well, right? Now, as Srini raised, like even in Google, they have what they did. They have inbuilt this one. See, they are asking like start coding or generate AI, right? So what it is doing, it is asking me if I click on this generate with AI, right? I am just asking it, right? I need a simple dictionary program to store some movies and its release. Yes. Likewise, if I am giving, okay, so this is called as prompt. Okay, if I am giving it, what it is doing, there is a button called generate. Okay, so when you are clicking on generate, okay, so what happens was, first let it connect. See, it just created a program for me, right? So this is a dictionary, right? This is what I have prompted it, and it just created a program out for me. So how it is doing, because this particular AI stuff, right? So this knows the program. This knows the programming means what? Like we made the, like the machine learning is one subset of AI. Okay, so in machine learning, what they do, they will simply teach the models. Model in the sense it's nothing. You can think like a kind of a child. Okay, take for an example, I have a child. Okay, so my son is of 7 years old, right? So to make him speak a new language, what I will do, I will simply teach him basic words first, and also I will simply teach him how to construct a sentence, and I will correct him whenever he is doing some mistakes, right? The same way, consider my son, right? So consider him as a machine learning model. Okay, so that model you can train, you can teach, you can provide whatever informations you want. Based on that, it will do some predictions out of the context, whatever you thought it, and based on that, it will generate a content for the question you are asking. Okay, at some point of time, if I teach my son the complete English stuff, okay, by that time what he will do, he will make less mistakes, and he can conveniently speak, right? He can conveniently speak whatever I am asking him, right? The same way this machine learning models are also working, right? Also, every learner is having some different capabilities, right? So one can learn a lot of things, one can learn some small things, right? So the same way here, like here in machine learning models also, it is having some different purposes. Okay, one can generate text, one can generate images, one can generate audio, right? So based on that only, this generative AI, complete generative AI is working. Okay, and as I this notes is there, right? So I will share this notes also with you so that you will get some good grasp on what we are talking here. Okay, so generative AI is nothing but it is letting you to create the content. Okay, that is its own purpose. Okay, so we are not going to make any decisions out of it. Okay, we are not asking it to solve any specific rules. Okay, so what is the difference between AI and generative AI? AI is nothing but you can think it of like a kind of a robot. Okay, so the technology behind robot, right? That's what it is doing. It is trying to mimic the human-like intelligence. Okay, so whatever intelligence we are possessing, that intelligence, this particular robots also can have. That's what engineers dream, right? So as like we discussed in our very first class, how that Endiran robot is working, right? So that is the real AI, artificial intelligence. Okay, so there only that is robotics. Also, along with that, some artificial intelligence. You are feeding the intelligence to the computer like this. Okay, so you are making that computer to think and decide something independently. Okay, so those are like decision making systems. Okay, so those kind of stuffs and all comes under the broad set of AI. Okay, under that broad set, okay, there is a focused subset. That focused subset is called as generative AI. Okay, mainly generative AI is used to do the creative tasks. Creative task in the sense, even it can create text, it can create music, it can create video, it can create images, right? But as a programmer, if you feed the programming concepts also, if you teach the programming concepts also to these models, okay, we are utilizing the power of doing programming. Okay, we can use it as a pair programmer. Suppose in case if your model, think this model wherever I am talking, think it like a kind of a child. Okay, I suppose if I teach my child about the entire Python language constructs, how we went like class 1 to class 10, right? So think it of like before our day 1, think it of like we don't even know anything about Python. Python itself is a new word for us, right? At day 10, what we did up to day 10, we were slowly adding some concepts. We were slowly learning like introduction, control structures, data structures, right? And then functions, modules, packages, libraries, right? So these kind of concepts, what we did, we were learning, right? How we were learning, not by that's just by seeing, we were trying to understand that concepts so that everyone can write different set of programs, right? So for that particular purpose, you are doing some technique called deep learning. Okay. Now I'm not talking technical words. Okay. Technical word is also there is a deep learning is a technical word as well. Okay. Means that I am giving you some kind of knowledge. With that knowledge, you are going and you are referencing the internet and you are trying to understand lot of concepts out of that context. Okay. And you are training your brain to adapt this Python inside you. Okay. So that at one point of time, if you are seeing a Python program or if you are writing a Python program, by that time your brain was already adapted to that. So you can easily bring out the solutions out of a problem. Right. So whenever a problem is whenever a problem is given to you, what you can do, you can simply think of your external existing knowledge. Your mind is automatically thinking of your existing knowledge, whatever you have stored in your brain. With that knowledge, you are generating the content out of it. Correct? The same way, this generative AI is also working. Generative AI is nothing but think now, now just discard yourself from that. Okay, instead of you, just replace it with a computer. Okay, think of an artificial brain. Okay, so in that artificial brain, what we are doing, we are feeding the data. Okay, we are giving some patterns out of it. Okay, so that this computer can, it's not thinking actually. Okay, it knows everything. Like if I am asking something, it can respond me back to it saying something like that, right? So that particular stuff you are feeding it to the machines. Okay, so that's how this, after, because of that, what happens, if you are asking any questions, it can automatically process from its existing knowledge. Okay, even if it don't knows also, sometimes it will hallucinate and produce you with a response. Means that whatever we are expecting from the computer, it is just providing us back. That's it. Okay, so that's where it is called as generative AI. So generative AI is like you are creating new content out of the existing knowledge. Okay, so you can just read through this notes. So this notes is nothing but like whatever we are speaking out, right? Just for your reference only. It's just for reading kind of stuff only. Okay, I have given you a brief overview of this Google Colab. That's why we are preparing all the notes in Google Colab itself, so that it will be familiar for you. Also, you can store it in GitHub, right? That's why. Okay. The same way, how this generative AI is working. Now the next question will be like that, right? So in that next question, generative AI, it's like it's predicting your next word. Okay, predicting your next word or predicting a sentence, right? And predicting something which user wants, right? Based on that, it will simply see. Take for an example. I am asking like, what is your name to everyone, right? So how you will start your response? My name is, right? So how your response is getting means that your brain automatically stores. Like if someone is asking you what is your name, what happens? It just goes inside your brain and your brain breaks the what is your name as different kind of words. Okay, like what is one word and is your one word, your is one word and name is one word, right? So what is your name, right? So in that actually it is trying to match this is first and then my name is there, right? No, name first and then is first and then your first and then what. Likewise, it will try to dissect the sentence which I asked you into words, right? This is purely about your brain, not about the artificial area. Okay. So there, when you are trying to dissect a sentence into words, your brain will start searching your existing knowledge. It will simply search like, okay, if this guy is asking me what is your name, then your brain will think like, okay, I need to respond saying that my name is, right? So that searching, that producing the output, right? So those things and all are happening automatically in a flow in our brain. So the similar kind of simulation, you can do it with the generative AI. Suppose if you are having some content, okay, if you give it a book and you can ask it to write a different kind of book based on the same context, that is also possible with generative AI. Okay, it will help you to write emails, it will help you to write articles, it will help you to compose music, it will help you to compose art, right? You can create some automatic content. Right now we have generated a code snippet. Here what we did, we were simply asking like, okay, we can ask whatever you want. Okay. Mm, provide me a code for using lists and its functions. Okay. If I click on generate, what it will do, it will simply create a code for me. Right? See, it's creating a list, and this is how you can access, this is how you can slice, this is how you can modify, right? So how it is doing? Because first, when you are giving a sentence like this, okay, so this sentence, it will break it down into a word, into set of words. Okay, in this set of words, it will try to check this particular thing, list and its functions, right? It will try to understand the context of what I am asking. And based on that, it will go and search its existing knowledge. And out of that existing knowledge, it applies it on the Python stuff. Okay, so it knows the Python syntax. So it whatever information it is retrieving, that knowledge is getting applied on the Python syntax. And with that Python syntax, it is generating me a code like this. Right? So this is what is behind the scenes of generative AI. So this is how generative AI really works. Okay. And you don't need to be an expert to use generative AI. Right? We have lot of things, lot of tools available for generative AI. Here we have like today we are seeing about this ChatGPT, Gemini, and Claude, right? Same way, like we have multiple tools. So these are text generation tools. Same way we have something for code generation. Same way we have something for image generation or image recognition, right? Even we have something for video generation, right? So in the first class itself, we have animated an image with the help of runway ML in our introduction class, if you remember it properly. Right? The same way we will be seeing each and every tools, and we will try to understand how those tools are working, and we will try to understand how we can leverage those tools capability even inside the program as well. Like inside the program also, like if I want to build a system out of it, that also we can do. Okay. So this is what is all about the AI versus generative AI stuff. Okay, up to this point, any doubt, please bring it up. Otherwise, we will see the text generation tools. I know it's a very raw theory what we are speaking right now. So once we get into these tools, then it will be bit of interesting stuff.
So, generative AI tools in the sense this Chat GPT, Cloud, Daily, all are these generative AI tools only, right?
Yes, right, Ravi. Yeah. So whatever is running on top of a model, that is called as a generative AI tool.
Generative AI. Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Any more doubts? Up to this point, you are able to grasp what is generative AI, right? The difference between AI and generative AI, right?
Yes.
Sorry. Okay. So we have some text generation tools. Okay. So text generation tools is what? That's what we were discussing in generative AI itself. Means that we are providing a text. Based on that, it is splitting up something, right? And see, take for an example. Here we are writing a basic text generation tool as a Python code. Okay, not with the AI, right? So we are not using any AI here. Okay, we can also write some program like this. Means that we can write a simple sentence by randomly choosing the next word based on the words. Okay, what we are doing here, this is just for a simple program. So take for an example. So now what I am trying to do is I am trying to provide a sentence like this. I love to eat idli. I love to eat biryani. I love to eat dosa like this. Okay. So now I am doing a text split here. Okay. See, I am not saying that this is how entire AI works. Okay. I just wanted to want to have a demonstration of how it might be. And then we will see something called advanced text generation tools. By that time, I will clearly tell you how this is happening behind the scenes. Okay. So if you are seeing here, I gave 3 sentences to Python for learning. Okay. Here there is a sentence called I love to eat idli. And the second sentence is I love to eat biryani. And the third sentence is I love to eat dosa. So here what I am doing, I am splitting this entire sentence into words first. Okay. And then I am creating a word dictionary. And in that dictionary, I am doing a key value pair. Means that I, I might have in the next sentences love. Right? So love might have the next sentences to. And the two might have the next sentences as eat. Right? And eat might have the next sentence, next word as either idli or biryani or dosa. So the next time, if I am typing something called eat, right, I need to get a response called idli or biryani or dosa. If I am typing love, right, I need to get this sentence to eat idli, to eat biryani, or to eat dosa. Right? For that, what I am doing, I am splitting everything into words. Okay, and I am creating a dictionary. So in this dictionary, what happens? It is simply creating a dictionary. Like, see, this is how it is splitting the words. And in that words, I might have either love, 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 or love might have either two, two, two. Two, the next sentence, next word will be either eat, eat, eat. Eat, the next word might be either idli or biryani or dosa. Okay. Idli, biryani or dosa, it should have the next word as I. Likewise, if I am doing, okay, and then I am just giving a current word. And with that current word, I am using a random function to pick up this like current word. I am passing it as a key to my dictionary. Based on that, now it will return me multiple values. See, if I am passing I, it is returning me love, 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 right? So that love, again, love will become 2, 2, 2. 2, again, 2 will become eat, 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 likewise. So I am just looping it, okay, until no next word is found. So based on that, I am trying to do a random choice of the words. Okay, I'm not writing an AI program here. I just wanted to demonstrate how the sentence is getting breakdown into words and in the sorry, from that word collection, how we can construct a sentence likewise. Okay, based on what we are asking. So this is called as next word prediction. Okay. See, if I am running this, every time I run this, I will get some different output here in the predicted sentence. Why? Because here I am doing a random choice. Okay, so this random function, out of that, I am using a choice. So what it will do, it will simply pick up the key. See, I just gave only I, right? So with that I, what it did, it just simply went into this dictionary and it looped and it was trying to construct a sentence like this. So the predicted sentence will be, I love to eat biryani, I love to eat dosa. Okay. See, my sentence is completely different. I gave something to learn first, and with that it learned, right? In that learning, it applied me. I just asked, this is called as a prompt. I just simply gave I, and it asked it, and I asked it to predict the next words to make a sentence. So what it did, it just predicted the next word by using random, and it just gave me a sentence. Okay, if you are able to visualize how this program is working, then you can understand how generative AI is working behind. Okay, so this is just a small sentence. I just gave only a small set to understand. Okay, suppose in case, consider our entire learning stuff, entire knowledge, right? So in that sense, I cannot simply give it in a text, right? So I need to completely prepare a model, right? So here, what is my model? My model is this word dictionary, right? So this word dictionary will contain all these words. So out of that words, I am just picking up and I am forming a sentence using this, right? So this is how we are constructing. Think this word dictionary as my model. This model might have multiple words, right? So those words are called as tokens in the LL, in the generative AI system. Okay. So model we are talking about, right? So now this model is becoming very big, right? When I need to train it with the world data, entire world data. So by that time, my model size will become very big. That's why we are calling it as, this is a language model, right? So I am just teaching it with English or Spanish or Tamil, Malayalam, Telugu, Kannada, whatever it might be. Okay. So that particular language will be helpful for me because my model will contain that particular languages, right? So that's why it is called as a language model, and this is too large. That's why we are calling it as large language model. Okay, consider this word dictionary as a model for me because this is having all my words, right? Same way your LLMs will have all the words. So these words are splitted and these words are stored in the form of tokens. Okay, so this is how the back end of this generative AI is working. So I just want you to visualize how this program is working so that you can understand how a sentence is getting predicted with the existing training data. This is called as a training data, right? So in this training data, what we did, we just split this into words. We created a word collection. And in this word collection, that is nothing but a word dictionary, right? So in this word dictionary, we just splitted everything into simple words, right? Like this. And in that words, we are creating a dictionary for the possible prediction. If this is the key and this is the value. If I am passing I, it can be taking anything. Okay. Even if, instead of I love to, here, I hate to eat biryani and I enjoy to eat dosa. Likewise, if I am giving, what happens? It will simply change it like, see, I love to love, hate, enjoy, likewise. And then love after that, anyway, two will be the next sentence for next word for me. And for two, the eat will be the next word for me. For eating, idli, biryani, dosa will be the next word. Likewise, only it will simply create a word dictionary. So with the key value pair, so that with if I am passing something as a key, okay, it will simply keep on looping with that key, and it generates me a sentence like this with the prediction. Okay, so this is how yeah simplest form of prediction works. Okay, next word prediction works. Okay, this is not the exact right program which I am writing here, but this is how the functionality of a prediction. Next word prediction. Suppose in case, okay, let's see it in the transformer experiment. Okay, The same way we have something called, see, this is very, very simplest stuff, right? So if we are having the world data, so by that time, what happens? The entire world data, that words dictionary we have, right? So the same way that entire world data is getting trained on this LLMs, large language models. Okay, to retrieve the data from that large language model, right? So for that, there are some techniques behind that LLMs. So the techniques and technologies are called as this GPT. GPT means generative pre-trained transformer. Okay, so every word is having a meaning in this. Generative means it can generate, right? The generative AI. And then pre-trained means that is having a numerous data. You are training, it was already trained by someone else, right? And this is called as transformer. This transformer is the technique which is behind the word prediction. Okay, now you are predicting the next word, right? So this transformer is behind the architecture. Okay, so this transformer came into picture from a 2017 paper. Okay, this paper is very, very important in the generative AI. Attention is all you need. Okay, so if you go to this paper, see this one came in at 12th June 2017. Okay, with this paper only, all this technologies what we are talking about, right? After that, this generative AI stuff and all got improvised using this paper only. So inside this only, they have proposed a new mechanism called transformer, and the transformer, see the transformer, right? So this transformer came into main picture after this paper. Attention is all you need. Okay. So if yeah, this is the Bible for every machine learning engineer. If you are able to understand this paper, you can create your own chat GPT itself. Okay. So with that only they have created this. And if we can see how a transformer is working. Okay, transformer is doing the sentence prediction. Here we have doing a sentence prediction using this logic, right? So this logic is doing a random function to predict the next word and construct a sentence. Same way, transformer is also predicting something. So for that, actually, we have something called this. Yeah, I didn't send you this notebook, right? So I will send you this notebook first so that it will be easier for you. So copy this link. Then again, I'm chatting. So this. Yeah. So here, this is the key technology behind this LLMs, large language models. Okay. So how this transformer is working. This is how, this is what is called as transformer explainer. Okay. So what it will do first, suppose in case, okay, if I want to generate something new, okay, I want to eat. This is our stuff, right? So if I am giving a key like this, if I am asking this like this, then it should predict me. I might not know what I want to eat, right? So it should predict me and say me that, and it needs to complete this as a complete sentence. So if I am doing like this, if I am clicking generate, so okay, what happens? It will first embed these words, right? Here there is something called embedding. Okay, so this embedding will split this sentence into words first. Okay, and out of that there is something called attention. So in this attention, it is simply pushing this as a key, right? And also query and then values. Likewise, so it's making it as of multiple heads. Okay, that's why we are calling it as multi-head self-attention. If you see this, see, there is some visualization is happening, right? So out of that, there are a lot of stuffs behind this. Okay, this and all are part of this transformer architecture. This is how attention works. Okay, even I am not able to understand what's happening behind, but we don't need to know everything out of this. Okay, so again, what happens? It will go into something called MLP, and it will try to predict the next words. It will simply get the probabilities of this word, right? So here the probability will be I want to eat more. These and all are the words. It gave me the next prediction. But out of this, it made some calculation and it predicted the next word called more. Right? If I am doing a generate again, see again, now it is predicting me one more word called fruits. So now it becomes a complete sentence. So what I gave only I want to eat, right? So with that I want to eat, it went into these things, multi-head self-intention, MLP, residual, transformer blocks, right? So it went into everything. And there are some calculations also. Okay, I don't want to go into this mathematics part of it because that is machine learning. Okay, consider this as the model. So inside that model, what happens? It is completely predicting my next sentence like this. Okay, you can play along with this transformer explainer to understand how this transformer is working. So at least get a key idea on how it is predicting the next text. The visualization looks cool actually. See, if I again press on generate, it will again give me one more sentence. See, the next prediction is full stop. Okay, again if I generate, see it is generating another word called my. Again if I click on generate, again it is giving something called mom. Again click on generate. My mom is, it is trying to say me something. So this is what is called as neural networks. Okay, so inside that neural networks, it sends the data, it processes it, right? See, it is saying something. My mom is really strong, likewise. Okay, so this is how this entire transformer explainer is working. Okay, so basically, yeah, someone is asking something.
Yeah, yes, sir. We have
Yeah, Ravi.
given like I want to eat. After that, these words, right? More fruits and all. My mom. From
Yeah,
where it will fetch exactly? Where
actually,
it
it's
will get?
having a collection of words and its probabilities.
Okay.
Okay, so
Yeah,
this
that
is like
that
our
is correct.
dictionary. Here we have the word
Okay.
dictionary, right? Here we have this word dictionary like this. So the same way, this is a collection of words. That's why I called it as a token. Okay, everything is a token. See, every token is having an ID, right? Token ID it is showing, right? So out of that token, it is trying to do some calculation and it is trying to match it. And it is predicting and it is suggesting me something. The next word
But
prediction.
yeah,
In
but
my
this token or data already stored somewhere, right? I mean,
Yes,
somebody is
that is
already
called as
stored.
model. Yeah, correct. That is called as model, right? So inside a model, these tokens are already stored. See here we have this word dictionary, right? So I have trained it with this text. What I did, I just split it and I am storing it in the dictionary. Right? Same way, these words and all were split and it was stored. So you are asking where these tokens are coming from. This is coming from something called GPT-2. GPT-2 is the model behind this. Okay. So that model is running on my browser now. See, if I again refresh this, see what it is doing. Try the examples while GPT-2 model is downloading. So now GPT-2 model downloaded into my browser means that the collection of words is now inside my browser. Okay, so the collection of tokens are inside my browser. So GPT-2 is containing 300 million tokens, I guess. So it is having 300 million words like this: create, layer, easily, quickly, explore, find, right? The same way it is having some 300 million words. Okay, means that 300 million dictionary key value elements. Like here we have, right? So based on that, this transformer is doing some calculations and it is trying to predict the next one.
So in my model, I never speak about or I never trained about pizza or burger. So it will
Okay.
not give any probability, right? So
Yes,
because my
correct,
model,
Sudhir.
chat
Yes,
GPT.
correct. Because my model don't know that. So if it don't know any knowledge, it won't produce out of it. It won't produce anything out of it.
It's not like it will itself search in other data sources and find like that. No, it's not. It's limited to that model.
Yes, correct. So we are talking about the tokens now, right? So the words now, right? So
Yeah.
whatever words it knows, out of that only it can create a content.
Okay.
If it don't know about the token, it cannot create a content out of it. So that's
Yeah.
why, yeah. That's why we are
Yes, sir.
telling, right? It is having
Okay.
some 300 million tokens. In that sense, it have only 300 million words inside it. Okay, it can only create content out of that 300 million.
Okay. My question
Arul,
is,
Gunam here.
Yeah, Guna.
Sorry, sorry, Ravi, you can go ahead.
Yeah, please, Ravi. Yeah.
yeah, Guna. Okay, my first sentence you mentioned like I eat something and
Yeah.
it is generated. Second sentence is my mom is strong, but it both are not related to something. There is no any relation between these two. How it will take the second sentence based on the first one?
Actually, it is doing something randomly. That's the problem with GPT-2. Okay, to overcome that one only, they have come up with this chat GPT and all. So these and all, these models and all were part of like before experimentation of chat GPT. Okay, when the transformer comes into picture at the 2017-18, by that time they have developed something called GPT-2. Okay, GPT-2. See, this is having 345 million model, right? So this is the first initial initiative of OpenAI some 5 years back. Okay, so this one is built on 2019. So in the 2019, what they did, they have created a model like this, and in that model they have trained it with some this much tokens. Okay, 345 million tokens. And also there is one more model size for 1542 million likewise. But usually they release this 345 million tokens and this was producing some outputs like this. Okay. And I cannot run GPT 3.5 in my browser because that is having billions of tokens. Okay. So what is happening? That is running on the chat GPT servers. Like they have GPUs, they have everything. Okay, that's why you are using this ChatGPT. ChatGPT is running on GPT-4o and GPT-4 mini. ChatGPT you are using, right? So here, if you are typing something, okay, if you are asking, see, content calendar for TikTok or something like that, okay, it's creating everything, right? So how it is creating? It is going into its model and it is trying to decode this as like our transformer explainer we saw. See these words, right? It just segregate these words and it is trying to understand this thing out of it and it is trying to create a complete content. Okay. So here how it is doing, here this is having this much knowledge behind it. Okay. So how I can say here, see, it is saying GPT-4o and it is saying GPT-4 mini, right? So GPT-4o and GPT-4 mini are like trillions of tokens. Trillions of tokens I can say. So those are private models. They are not available publicly. So they are hosting it in the ChatGPT server itself and they are running it. Okay, we cannot download and run this. So GPT-2 is the open source stuff that can run on our browser itself. That don't even need a GPU, graphical processing unit. Okay, so these things and all we will see in our further classes. How you can run a model locally, and what is a model, and what is the difference between like biggest model and smallest model. We have something newly coming up in the industry called small language models, which is alternate to this large language models. So those things and all we will discuss. Okay, right, Ravi? So this solves your doubt, I guess.
Yeah, thanks, Arul. Yeah, sorry,
Yeah,
Guna, please go ahead.
yeah, please, Guna. Yeah.
Arul, right now, which model, which algorithms provides accurate data for text search? In market
Uh,
current, we have right
Transformers.
accuracy.
Transformers is the best. Transformers is the architecture behind each and every language model, I can say. So this is the model behind it. And also there is something called retrieval augment generation. Okay. So that is what these companies need. The companies we are working on, right? So they want that one only. Okay. So now I am talking, now we are telling about data, right? So this complete context, these tokens, right? So these tokens are out of thin air. These are getting created with the public data, which is available publicly. Okay. Suppose consider yours is an insurance company, right? So your insurance company might have something called the claims, and your insurance company might have some words which are specific to you only. Okay, that is umbrella policy or something like some underwriting stuffs and all, right? So those things, policy underwriting. So if this data, public data, suppose consider this public data don't even know what is underwriting, right? So that is specific to your client only. So what you need to do, you need to take out that model and you need to fine tune it. Means that you need to add those tokens also into that model. Okay, so that you can utilize this transformer architecture and you can access that data. So instead of doing that fine tuning, training it with the complete data, there is an alternate approach called RAG, that is retrieval augmented generation. So that also we will cover it as part of our syllabus. That is our syllabus. That's a
And
complete separate
how,
topic.
yeah, yeah, like in the token word, right? So just I'm giving the pizza. So it will
Yeah.
the form it will automatically form the sentence, or how it will search direct, it will goes to the token part and it will retrieve the whatever the content we are giving, that the related information it will display.
Yes, correct. So based on the context, it is trying to build the relationship between these words. Okay,
No, for
out of
example, I'm
that
giving
relationship, yeah,
yeah,
Prashant, yeah, please.
yeah, for example, I'm giving pizza, right? So
Okay.
that is a token word. So it will not go to the token part, right? This probabilities part. So it will form the sentence. So whatever the
Yes.
sentence we have in the search button, so it will take that search word and it will search the word in the probabilities part and it will get the result. Is
Yes,
it correct?
correct. That's the understanding is perfect. That's how
Oh,
this entire stuffs work. So the probability is what is the transformer. So the transformer determines how you can form the next word. Okay, so that based on that, see, sentence is what? It's a collection of words. So based on the text word, again it can predict the next word. It can predict the next word likewise. So again means that it goes through multiple iterations inside this and it is trying to create a sentence like this. So now we are creating just a simple sentence. But what ChatGPT did, it create a complete stuff, right? So for this, they need something called the complex transformers. So this transformers alone, they have built it in multiple layers like this, right? So based on that only it is doing. So your understanding is correct, Prashant.
thanks, sir.
So up to this point, are you able to get it right? So that we can proceed to the next step.
Yeah, sir.
Yeah,
So
thanks.
even that you mentioned token, right? So I love to eat or something. It will take like word as a token, or inside word also it will take character as a token.
No. Word only, Ravi. Word only it will take it as a
Only
token.
word. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It is trying to have a collection of words. The name itself, we are talking about dictionary only, right? So what your Oxford Dictionary is doing. Oxford Dictionary is having every word and its meaning, right? Same way you can think of every word is having some similarity. Okay, if it is a word, so there might be a preceding word and there might be a after preceding. Sorry, preceding word and succeeding word, right? Means that before word and after word, right? See, take for an example. If eat is there, okay, there might be two, there might be pizza, right? And there might be R in the front, and after eat there might be next word also, right? So it is having something called as some chaining is there in a word formation, right? There is a grammar in the word formation, right? So to make it think like human, to make that think like human, think this transformer as its grammar, this transformer as a grammar character. Okay, what it will do now, your models will have all these tokens. These transformers will take out those tokens and prepare some sentences. Okay, this transformer is like a kind of a grammar character. Likewise, you can imagine. And you can see the visual representation here. I think this visual representation gives a clear picture, right? Or is it confusing?
Yeah, it is clear, Arul. Only thing is that MLP, that key value pair, I think those are part of machine learning, right? We
Yeah,
need
yeah,
not.
yeah. You don't need to worry about that because we are not at all
Right.
going to touch this. These and all are
Right.
machine learning. Okay, so this machine learning only takes care of everything. If you are if we are saying ourselves as a machine learning engineer, then they will screw up with the questions on these areas. Because recently I attended an interview and failed because of these things. Okay.
Oh,
So yeah, even if you know Gen AI, people don't expect all these things. Okay. If we are saying ourselves as a machine learning engineer, we need to understand each and every block of a model. How a large language model looks like, and what is the underlying architecture, how exactly it is working. Right? So this is a transformer explainer. So based on that, this is transformer. See here, they are mentioning like this transformer is the base for Gemini, Llama, right? OpenAI, everything. See from GPT-2, like the model which we are using here, it is having only 124 million parameters. Means that it is having 124 million tokens only. Okay, but our real linguistic stuff means that if we are combining some multiple languages, right? So that might have billions of tokens. So those tokens needs to be stored, right? Just go through this so that you will get some clear picture on how this transformer explainer is working. Also, our next topic is large language models, right? We already see about LLMs, right? So this GPT-2 is a large language model because they have been trained on vast amount of text. Text means what? These tokens. Okay. And the size of the LLM matters. Okay. Size of the LLM matters means like if your LLM is getting trained with larger size of data so that it can predict accurately. See, in our transformer explainer also, as you ask, like the next word, I love to eat pizza first it gave. And after that, the next word it went into my mom, right? It's not able to relate the context of the previous sentence, right? Why? Because it is having very less number of tokens and the probabilities. So if you have large number of token collection, okay, so that it can easily correlate those stuffs, right? And if you have a better transformer architecture, you can have a better correlation. So for that particular purpose, nowadays people started training the models which are large with a large collection of data. So the highest available popular open source is This one, Llama 3.0. Okay, this is done by Facebook. So where you can see all these open source models. Open source model means you can download and you can execute it in your system, or you can download and you can execute in your own cloud, right? Instead of having this ChatGPT. ChatGPT is working only inside this OpenAI stuff because they didn't open source these models. Whatever models, their name only OpenAI. Okay, but they are not the real OpenAI. They are not outsourcing their models. They are not exposing their models. They simply took out the entire world data available over the internet and they built a product of ChatGPT. Okay, likewise they have likewise same like Google Gemini also. Gemini is not an open source. Also Claude we are using. Claude we are going to use, right? So Claude is also not an open source. So those are held by private companies. So those private companies only have those models. So previously those models like ChatGPT and Gemini, Claude, they were only producing accurate results previously. The models which were open source, right? So now I am showing you the models, right? So these models which we are open source, they were not like exactly correct, I can say. Okay, exactly correct in the sense each model serves its purpose. Previously, it was having very less number of tokens. Nowadays, there is a model called Llama 405. 2.1. In this Meta Llama, if I go, this is having lot of models, right? So this will have lot of transformers. So in this, if you see, there is something called 405 billion parameter. Okay, so this is the recent trending model right now. So means that it got trained in 405 billion parameters. And it have 8 language capabilities. Not Tamil or Telugu, they have Hindi. Okay. English, German, French, Italian, Portuguese, Hindi, Spanish, Thai. So they have complete set of rich words inside this. Along with that, some programming stuff, everything. Okay. So this is one trending model right now. So this is having 405 billion instructions. Means that it knows most of the world data. Okay, and but ChatGPT is having trillions of tokens. That's why you can write a poem in any languages. See, so write me a poem in Hindi. I can ask, it can write me a poem in Hindi as well. Right? The same way I can ask it to write me a poem in Swahili. Swahili is an African language. See, it's writing me a poem in Swahili also. So likewise, it is having a largest linguistic context. It got trained on the world data. But these open source models are not trained on the world data. The highest ever available biggest model is 405B Instruct. This is the publicly available highest ever open source data. So this also might change in future. Like we are recording it on 2.9, right? At this point, this is the highest ever available trained biggest LLM likewise. So means that this contains a lot of tokens. Whenever you are seeing a number like this, billion, B represent billion, M represent million. Okay. There are some small language models as well. Okay, SLMs. Okay. SLM is small language models. Okay, so there is something called Phi 3. So this Pi 3 is like Microsoft. So they are having, see, this is having only 128K only, not even billion. Okay, this is having only 128,000 tokens. It's showing 3.8 billion parameter, but actually it's not. Okay, Pi mini, Pi small, Pi medium, right? Pi mini is there. Likewise, so these and all are like strong small language models. Okay, they have like very small context window. Okay, so this is how large language models look like, and this is how you can determine the size of a large language model by seeing this model names, or else they might have mentioned it somewhere around like, see, this is the sizes they are telling, right? So Llama 3.1 is the latest stuff from Facebook, that is Meta, and they released models in three sizes like 8 billion, 70 billion, and 405 billion. Okay, so if we need, like, we can simply download this model and we can also use it. Like we can also change this model, we can also modify this model, and we can add our own tokens to it, right? So that is also possible. See, there is something called Navarasa. Okay, Navarasa is from Telugu LLM. See, this is Telugu LLM Labs. They are having something. They have used Google Gemma. This is called as Google Gemma. And in top of that, they have fine-tuned the 7 billion model. Google Gemma 7B, they have took it. And on top of that, they have built all these languages. See, Tamil is having something. This is the data set for Tamil. So in this data set means that what? This is having the data. Okay. So it is having this input and output data like this. Okay. What they are doing, this data set is having some 51,000 rows. So means that this will have multiple tokens on each and every sentence. Suppose if I am asking an instruction like this, you need to answer it like this, like this. So how we were giving these sentences, right? In our Python programs. Here, this text, I love to eat idli, I hate to eat biryani, like this, right? The same way, here you have this text data. So this data, collection of data is called as a data set. And this data set will have multiple instructions, input, output like this. So you can train this one on top of any language model. So to train that, you need a lot of computational power, means that your system should be very, very high. So what these people do, they have some community collaborations, right? They are doing some open source researches, and they are a group of people. They do open source researches like this IIT, IIMs, likewise NITs. So those people come together and they have created these data sets. And with the data sets, these and all are the data sets. Okay, so with this information, take for an example, this is on Tamil, right? The same way we have something for Telugu. Okay, so these and all are Telugu tokens. Okay, with the Telugu instruction and Telugu tokens, they have what they did. They have tried to combine everything and they have fine-tuned it and they named it as Navarasa. Navarasa is an Indian model. Okay, so this is having 15 language capability. See, it is trained on Telugu, English, Tamil, Malayalam, Marathi, Hindi, Kannada, Sindhi, all Indian languages mostly. Okay, so this is how the open source area of creating models going on. And the main successor is this Hugging Face. Hugging Face is providing tons of open source models. Even we can download our own model and we can also train it with our dataset, whatever we want. And we can release our own model in Hugging Face. That is also possible. Okay. So this is what is all about. This is notebook. Yeah, this is what is all about our large language models. Okay. So size matters. Why? Because if we are having more data, means that more tokens and more parameters. And if we are having a complex architecture, then there is a high chance that the content it is generating will be more unique and more specific out of the prompt what we are asking it. Okay, I hope up to this
The
point everyone was able to grasp. Yeah, please go ahead.
Hugging Face is also just like a chat GPT, right?
No, Prashant, not like ChatGPT. ChatGPT is specific for this particular GPT 4o and 4 mini. See, 4o, 4 mini, right?
Okay.
So ChatGPT is allowing you to communicate only with these two models. These two models are not open source. Okay, these two models, these people are keeping it in this ChatGPT servers. But Hugging Face, it's having a model collection from everyone. It's a open source community. Okay,
So we
suppose
can
if
use
I am
everything.
having, yeah, we can use anything we want. See, suppose in case if I want to use this Llama 3.18b instruct, what I can do, I can simply use this model. And I can use this transformer lib. Okay, what I
Okay,
can
okay,
do, if I have the Hugging Face key, I can simply access it using Python like this.
okay.
Or else there
I
is
think.
something called this LM Studio. Okay,
Mm,
in this, what I can do, I can download and I can run it on my machine. Here I already have this Py3. I have downloaded this. This alone is 2.39 GB. Okay, I want to load that. See, my RAM itself it's not allowing me. Okay, because these and all needs higher processing, right? So to predict the next sentence itself, okay, for with the training data of just 3 sentences, right? My Python was spinning.
okay.
You remember
And
this notebook, right? So, but
please,
with yeah,
please correct me, Arun. So, like, I want to create one AI in my project. Means I
yes,
need to utilize in the Hugging Face any model, and accordingly I need to modify and I'll use it, right?
yes, correct. You can use Hugging Face models, or else you can use this this ChatGPT stuff also using API. So
Okay.
the thing is, the model is there. Okay, it's just a static stuff. So you need to make sure on the computation, like where it is running. Okay, if
No.
this is running on cloud, you can access this using an API. Okay, how I can access an Llama 3.1? There is something called inference in Cerebras. Okay, there is something called the Cerebras. In Cerebras, I can do a try chart. See here, I can see I can run it. This and all are running on Llama 3.1. Okay, you can sign in now. See, it is showing that, right? See, I asked the question like this, go on long rant about that stuff. So it is producing me some content. Okay, so it is running on Llama 3.1, 8 billion parameters. Same way we have something called 70 billion parameters. Okay, so these things also you can use it using the Cerebras, Grok, lot of things are. But even if you want to download and use it also, you are free to. That's why it is open source. Llama 3.1 is open source. Okay, so whatever models are open source, this is not open source, right? GPT 3.5 I cannot modify. Sorry, GPT 4o I cannot modify. GPT 4o
Yeah.
mini also I cannot modify. So these are proprietary models which are maintained by OpenAI. Okay, they just put a block on this model. They didn't make it publicly available. So if you want to access it, you need to access it through their service only. Means that they will provide you API access also. That and all we will see it on our further classes.
One last
Yeah.
question, Arun.
Yeah,
Sorry.
Prashant. Yeah.
Yeah. If I want to use any existing model, right?
Yeah.
So for that, we need to change our code accordingly. How will do?
Yeah, we need to put our code to access these APIs like this. See, take
Okay.
for an example, if I want to use this chat GPT, yeah, how I can do it? I need to go to OpenAI. Here, openai.com, sorry, console.openai.com. Platform OpenAI platform. So here I can get the chat GPT key. But you need to pay and use because you are running it on top of chat GPT, sir. it is giving me the code block also, right? I can use this OpenAI from OpenAI like that. See, this is Node.js. Same way I can change it to Python. See, you can use it as a developer by accessing its API. Instead of typing something in that window, ChatGPT is an interface. Okay, so it's an interface. It's already simplified. If you want it, want to create any program which can use this ChatGPT, what you need to do is you need to access its API. Okay, so here I can go to this playground. API reference is there, right? So here I can go. See here, this is the API documentation. Based on that, I can go and get the keys. See, here I can create my new secret keys. But for ChatGPT, there is something called billing. Okay, so you can use it. You can use it with the credit card and you can access this API and you can use it. Why they are charging us? Because they have spent so much of money in research and they are running this model on their server only. We are not running it, right? We are not running it locally in our machine. We are accessing it from their machine. Right? Also, we cannot run this model. We cannot even think of running this model in our machines. Okay, this is running on lot of data centers. And for their maintenance cost, they are covering up with charging by charging us. Okay, and currently the best model out there in the market is GPT-4 and GPT-4o. We go to this playground, we can see here also we have some chats, right? So we can see like what and all are the models. Here see the affordable model. This is highly intelligent model. GPT-4 is there, right? GPT-4 is the best model. Likewise, according to our need, we can get that model and we can use. It's not like our traditional chat GPT stuff, right? So you can try comparing these models and based on that, you can select your model. And out of your selection, what you can do is you can go to this API reference and you can build your own. See, if I click on view code, see it is saying. Suppose if I want to use this GPT-4o model and create something, what I need to do, I need to give a code like this. Then only I can use. Okay, so the request I can pass it, and out of that, this one will create a response. The request is nothing but our prompt. When I am passing a prompt, this response can be created. And for executing this, I need a key. See, they are telling that your API key. So this is what is letting us to use this model. Okay, same way you have multiple stuffs. You have multiple models, like not only with OpenAI, Google Gemini also we can use, right? Same way we have something called Claude. Claude also we can use even in our programs as well. Okay, programmatically also we can access these models and we can leverage AI like that. So these and all are like easiest interfaces for the people who are not using programs. Like we are using the Cerebras, right? Same way like this. Okay, so that's all about this text generation.
So Arun, this LLM is specific to any audio, video, image, or it is
Yeah,
contains for all text and all everything.
this is only for text, Bhaskar. LLM
Okay,
means
only
this is
text.
text. Okay, language we are telling, right? The same way we have something called large vision models, LVMs. Okay, large image model, LIMs. So those things and all are for images.
Okay.
And then there is something called ASR, that is for audio speech recognition, ASRs. So those models are for audio. And for video also, it's a combination of audio, video, audio and images, right? So those things are also there. So see here itself, you can see all these models. In this Hugging Face itself, You can see all kind of models. It is containing everything, not only LLMs. Okay. See, this is having multi-model like image to text, text to text, or else visual question and answering, video to text, right? Everything is there. So every model is there. Okay, image to image, text to image. And whatever models we are talking about, LLMs, these and all comes under the category of natural language processing. Okay, this natural language processing is either subdivided into multiple categories. If you want to do a text classification, you can do token classification, you can do question answering also, you can do. Okay, zero shot according to our need only. So currently we are doing a text generation stuff with this chat GPT. Okay, text generation, this llama is there. So that llama, chat GPT, right? Five, now we saw about Pi 3.5, right? So all these things and all are just text generation. Means that you are asking a question, and out of that, it is you are prompting a question. It is out of that, it is creating a text, right? The same way it is called as text generation. Same way, there are some models which are just used for summarization. It will simply summarize it, the context, whatever you are giving. Okay, that is also possible. And you want to use some models for the sentence similarity, that is also possible. Automatic speech recognition, yes, sir, I told, right? That is also possible. Okay, there is a model called Whisper. This is the only model which OpenAI outsourced as a open model. Apart from that, nothing is open from OpenAI. Their name is OpenAI, but they are not open actually. Okay, this is the only model they have given it for us for access. We can download this model and we can create our own Jarvis like that. Okay, you want to experience Jarvis like Iron Man Jarvis? There is something called in Cerebras itself. There is something called Cerebras voice. Okay, that's simple like uh, voice. Yeah, this one. See, it's on voice mode, right? So this is running on the ASR. This is audio speech recognition model. See, if I click on start a conversation, take for an example. I don't know whether you are hearing my computer noise or what. Let's see. Hello. I am doing good. How are you? Are you Jarvis?
So we are not hearing your computer audio.
You're not hearing? Okay, I'll try this. Like actually, this is too good. Okay, so this is too good actually. Cerebras. This is looking like Jarvis only. Okay, in Iron Man, we were talking with Jarvis, right? He was talking with Jarvis, right? Same way, we can talk with this Cerebras. Whenever you feel bored, just go to this and you can try talking it with that so that we will feel like we are conversing with a human like this. So this is running on something called Whisper. Also, they have fine-tuned this Whisper and they have created a new model for the Cerebras. Right? Same way we have everything. We have different types of models, not only text to text. So today we covered about language models, and mostly people use these language models for creating code, creating content, right? Even in our chat, we are using MetaLlama 3.1 in WhatsApp, right? So that is also a language model. Likewise. Okay.
Arun, this Transformer Explorer, we are not able to edit. Do we need to do sign in for this?
No, not required, Ravi. Can you please share your screen? I can see. You cannot edit because that will take some time to download that GPT-2 into your browser.
Oh, okay. Might be that is taking time, I think.
Yeah, that will take at least 1 or 2 minutes first, and then it will load. Because my browser was already having GPT-2. I already used this
Oh,
before this class itself. That's why it is taking me that fast.
okay.
Yeah, when you are using it first time, it will take at least some 2 minutes like this. After that, it will open for you.
Okay. Thank you.
So this is what is all about, a brief overview of this generative AI introduction. And this is how large language models work. Okay, up to this point, any doubts, so that I can give this as your exercise to do create ChatGPT, Gemini, and Cloud accounts. We already asked it in the chat, right? Hello.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes.
We have.
Yeah, we
Yeah, Bhaskar.
already created.
Okay, that's good. That's good. That's good. Yeah, with that, actually, we will start with this tomorrow, and then we will move on to the next topic. Yeah, let's finish on that. We'll see it tomorrow. And then again, we will see how to do code generation with AI. And then we will see about cursor. And we will try to do a code generator. Right? We will try to do some coding exercises with the help of AI. And then we will try to see some image generation tool as well. Otherwise, we will shift this to the next class. Okay, I hope up to this point, I gave a introduction to generative AI and LLM, large language model, right? So you are able to grasp it, right? Like what is generative AI and how these LLMs work, right? If you are able to get it, then it will be easier for me to explain you all the remaining steps.
Sure, Arul. We will go through this doc once. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks. Thank you, Srini. Please go through this document. So whatever we have discussed in this class, that is what we have written here, so that it will be easier for you to grasp what is happening here.
Mm.
Okay. So that's all for today's class. Please feel free to drop if you don't have any doubts. Otherwise, we will clarify the doubts and we will wind up the class.
Yeah, thanks, Arun, dropping up.
Yeah, thank you, Bhaskar.
Yeah,
Thanks,
thanks,
Arun.
guys.
Thank you, Srini. Thank you, Prashant. Thank you, Ravi. Yeah.
Yeah, Arul,
Yes,
thanks.
yeah, Ravi.
I think recording is off, right?
Yeah, we switch off the recording.